Thank you for joining me. This is going to be my left-handed knitting channel, and we are going to focus on left-handed knitting. So you're going to see the left-handed wrapping style of knitting. The wrapping style is also known as the American method of knitting. And right now we are going to do a very short casting on and slip knot. So the slip knot I do the same, both left-handed and right-handed, but basically you take the end of your string, you wrap it around your fingers, and you pull the long end through. The reason why you pull the long end through is because that will create, that will actually control the tension. So we'll do that again. I take the end, I place it over the long end that's attached to the skein of yarn, and I pull through. One more time. So I take the short end, use my other hand to create a loop, having the short end over the long end, and I pinch the long end through. That's all there is to it. Now I'm going to show you the long tail method of casting on. So I'm going to place a knot a little further away from the end of the skein. There we go. And here we are. I'm putting the yarn onto a knitting needle. I hold the knitting needle in my left hand. Oops. Sorry. The short end of the yarn is going to be in the front, and the long end of yarn is in the back. I start to prepare my hands by taking my right index finger, putting it under the back yarn, which is the long end, and then I twist my hand forward, grabbing with my pinky. That creates a triangle. Now you go into the triangle with your thumb, pull your thumb out, and twist it up. This creates a loop, as you can see. It doesn't look like a loop when you're staring straight up, but if you tilt it forward you can see it. You go into the loop with the needle, you wrap your index finger with the string around the needle, you lift the loop off with your thumb, stick your thumb back in the triangular area, and pull out to tighten. So that was one, and the slip knot counts as one as well. So we have our thumb in there, we pull out, we go into that loop, rock around with your index finger, lift the loop off with your thumb, put the thumb back in the triangular area, and pull back. So now you have another cast on. So you had to put it down for a second. You need to prepare your hands again. You pick up your needle. You stick your index finger under the long end of yarn and wrap your hand forward and grab both ends. You stick your thumb through, pull forward and up, go into the loop, wrap the long end around, lift the loop off with your thumb, and pull. So you go in, around, pull, in, around, drop off, pull, in, around, drop off, pull. It might be easier for you to remember if we make sure to include that drop off. In, around, drop off, pull, in, around, drop off, pull, in, around, drop off, pull. I'll be doing my videos on this channel real time, so that way you can actually do this along with me if you're just learning how to knit. So I go one more time, in with my index finger, I rock my hand forward to grab, I bring my thumb, push it down and out, go into the loop, wrap around, drop off, pull, in, around, drop off, pull, in, around, drop off, pull. The reason I'm saying this too is because in the very beginning when you're learning something, sometimes the repetition and reminding yourself will actually help you get the steps into your mind. So if you are saying that to yourself, even in your head, in, around, drop off, pull, you know that you're doing the steps in the correct order. It just kind of solidifies it into your mind better. It's that repetition. So we go in with the right index finger, wrap around forward, stick our thumb through, in, around, drop off, through, in, around, drop off, through. So there we go. So there was the slip knot and the cast on. I hope that it was easy. At some point I really do want to put together a written tutorial with photos. It's not going to be immediately. I also have a right-handed knitting channel that I'm starting. I will be going simultaneously back and forth. And I'm going to be writing patterns to go along with the levels of knitting that we're doing. So that way you have a project for each tutorial. So that was the long-tailed cast-on, and it is my favorite. It's actually the only one I use unless I'm asked to use a different method. So that's most commonly what you'll see. If you have questions, feel free to let me know. And if you'd like to see more knitting tutorials and have me put a focus on knitting tutorials, please thumb up and comment so I know. I tend to be putting together tutorials on the ones that have been getting the most views, which has been my polymer clay. So if you want more knitting tutorials, let me know. So I make sure to focus some time here too. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll be back with the knit stitch shortly.